Ladies and gentlemen, of late, Raila Odinga has appeared to be conflicted when it comes to how is it that they are going to work with President Trudeau. The other day, top leadership of ODM was nominated into President Trudeau's broad-based cabinet. Now, after that, we started getting very conflicting statements from ODM leadership. People like the ones who were nominated insisted that it was the position of the party, that they were joining President Trudeau's government. The likes of Sifuna insisted that those people went to work with President Trudeau purely on their accord. They never consulted anyone. They were just people who were greedy and decided to join President Trudeau's government. There were the likes of Akinababu Owino, who termed those who joined as traitors. And so these sentiments were flying over everywhere, and people were confused. Then Raila Odinga made it even more confusing. In his statement, he said that they had not agreed to work with President Trudeau. However, he wishes those who decided to work with President well. That is unlike Raila Odinga. Remember when Akina Jalango decided to join, not even to leave ODM or even work with Ruto, just to endorse and say that they are going to cooperate with the president, they were literally kicked out of the party for just doing that. Now imagine this is the ODM top leadership, not just saying we agree to work with President Trudeau. No. This is ODM top leadership saying we are getting into President Trudeau's government. So the question that we have to ask ourselves is Raila Odinga conflicted, or is he strategic in terms of the communication? He was even in Siaya yesterday, and he gave a statement that is still left more confusion. Because in that statement, he said that they had agreed to have a dialogue, a national convention. They had not agreed on modalities of working together. But if President Ruto need experts from ODM to help him, then they wish him, those people who have joined President Ruto's government well. But not just that. He called them experts, and those experts, he said, will work in that government according to the ideals of ODM and Azimio. And then he continued to say that ODM remains in Azimio and ODM remains in opposition. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the key to unlocking why Raila Odinga appears conflicted. This is a very strategic move, if you ask me. Let me tell you why. If today the Raila Odinga accept and tell the nation that they are working with President Ruto, that ODM and Kenya Kwanza have gotten into a coalition sort of, you know what happens? ODM ceases to be a member of the minority side in parliament. ODM then now joins the majority side, which what will happen is they will now have to find modalities of what they would have to now find modalities of working with President Ruto's parliamentary team to now maybe share positions. But then we also have the other side. Akina Kalonzo now will remain in Azimio, and now they will share the strategic positions like minority leader and leadership of oversight committees in parliament. So that is what is going on here. What Raila is doing is that he's ensuring that his team does not lose minority leadership in parliament. And if you ask me, that is a strategic move. Whether it will work is yet to be seen. But is looking at it this way. If I agree that we are working with President Ruto, then I will be considered, ODM will be considered part of the ODM will be considered part of the ruling coalition, meaning in parliament they will be part of the majority side, and they will lose positions that Raila Odinga is keen on retaining in parliament, or at least is keen that ODM retains them. The likes of Akina Sifuna, who are serving as deputy chief whip in Senate, will find themselves without such position. And so you understand why they are giving this statement of we are not working with Ruto. We are not working with Ruto is a statement that is being given to secure their position in parliament. Number two, there's another reason why they could be doing this. Another reason is some people are persuaded that there could be a sizable voting bloc among the young people, the ones that nowadays they refer to as the Gen Zs. So as a politician, most of these politicians, especially the likes of Babu, the likes of Sifuna, the likes of Kalonzo, they are persuaded that there is this sizable voting bloc called Gen Zs that they need to take advantage of or appease, so that come 2027 they have a voting bloc that is that can help them secure whatever seats they are going for. If it is Babu Owino going for governor for Nairobi, and the Gen Zs maybe make a sizable percentage of voters in Nairobi, Babu Owino would be keen on not disappointing these people. He might be interested in having these people on his side. Then you have the likes of Raila. If he would be vying, let's say he would be vying in 2027, he also doesn't want a situation where, if this is a realistic, what you would call, if this is a realistic voting bloc, Raila would want also a share of this, and the same as Kalonzo. So there are politicians who are like, this Gen Z thing might grow and become a wonderful voting bloc that can take somebody to presidency or to governorship or something. And for that reason, they are not willing. And that is why they are now giving conflicting statements. So nobody is directly saying, I'm working with Ruto, who apparently the so-called Gen Zs are against. So you don't want a situation where you are being seen as pro the person they are against, so that at least you appease them. Come 2027, should there be voting, they are on your side. And I think the last reason, apart from the strategic position ODM is interested in parliament and maybe trying to appease the Gen Zs, in my opinion, the last reason why Raila might not be coming out straightforward and telling people that he is working with President Ruto, even though every sign shows that he is working, perhaps it is testing the waters. You see, when Raila Odinga decided to work with President Uhuru Kenyatta, he got backlash from Luos, but then later they agreed. They started supporting Uhuru's government and everything that Uhuru was doing. However, when we were going into election, the other side, that is the Ruto side, blamed Raila for the problems of Uhuru Kenyatta's government because he was part and parcel. So Raila might not want to inherit any problems of Ruto's government. It is a matter of he wants to have his political cake. He might be interested in having his political cake. He might be interested in having his political cake and eating it. Just as a recap, here are the three reasons why ODM is giving conflicting statements as to whether they are working with President Ruto. Number one, it is a strategic move. They don't want to be associated with the majority side officially, so that at least they can retain the leadership of the minority side in parliament, and also strategic oversight committee, leadership of strategic oversight committees in parliament. Another thing is The second reason is maybe an attempt to appease the Gen Zs. If they could turn out to be a sizable voting crowd, then ODM would want a share of that. So they don't want to appear like they are against the Gen Zs in total, or they are opponents of this particular group of young people. That is if they actually form a formidable voting bloc. So Raila and his team would want a share of this. And then number three, as I've told you, it is just a matter of testing the waters and ensuring that ODM does not inherit in any way, does not end up inheriting whatever it is that the mistakes of Ruto's government will be. So they want a situation whereby they are in government, but they are also not in government officially. I think that is what is going on. If you have a different view, you can share in the comment section. Otherwise, subscribe to this channel if you are interested in videos of this nature, and also share it with friends. Thank you.